Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Orange Juice News and Notes from around the world of Insoles. I am your co-host Owen, and back with us we have my mother in her lovely cowboy hat, Marsha. How are you, Marsha?
Giddy up. I'm good. Howdy. All right. I was told that when people listen to podcasts, they don't see the people, but I still rep the cowboy hat for our theme today around one of our blogs that is getting more hits than probably one of our top 5 blogs that we put out there, all around cowboy boots and why insoles. Why are we even talking about insoles with cowboy boots? So I thought I'd pull this hat out. I actually got this hat and my first pair of cowboy boots in Park City, Utah at the Sundance Film Festival. I was with your dad. He went on a business trip with me. I was there for work. When I was with Diageo, we were sponsoring it with Don Julio, Kettle, and maybe Johnny Walker. No,
Heck
Bullet
yeah.
Bourbon. No, Bullet Bourbon. It was Bullet Bourbon. Sorry. And anyway, I was like, beautiful cowboy Western shops, like all through the downtown, top ones. And you just get kind of caught in the moment and you're like, I have got to have a pair because everybody's wearing them and I don't own a pair. So anyway, but you can't just get the boots without the hat in the moment. So I've got them all, but I dug out the hat. So I'm wearing it. I'm not a hat person because it makes my nose look bad, but for the purpose of this call, because you can't see my feet to wear my cowboy boots, here I am. But Owen, we went to Nashville this summer and we got to experience some cowboy boot situations. I
Yeah,
don't
we
think
did.
I was going to say, I don't think we bought you a pair, but we bought your whole family a pair. So we bought your wife a pair for Christmas.
That's
And
right.
then we took Owen's little daughter, Harper, my granddaughter, and got her first pair. So cute. I have the cutest video ever. So cute. And then when she got them, she came dancing in the bars with Aunt Mallory, who's on the podcast too. And dad and mom and the whole fam was dancing. And then, of course, we couldn't leave out Holden, little baby Holden. So we got Holden little cowboy boots too. Now, where have these cowboy boots ended up in your house? I have no idea. I'm hoping they're around.
Well, they're absolutely around. They're right on hand. Even though we're packing up some stuff and looking at even moving, they're still readily available. But it was so funny because we were actually at like one of those bars that has the live music and whatnot, and they liked kind of calling out to the crowd and being like, "Hey, what's your story?" Blah blah blah, and they're like, "Oh, Harper, like Harper's my daughter." They're like, "She needs some cowgirl boots," and sure
That's right.
enough, like they head out the door. I didn't go, but because I wasn't getting the cowboy boots, but pop out the door and 10, 15 minutes later, you guys are back and they have cowboy boots. And Holden at the time was like 8 months old down on Broadway, was rocking his cowboy boots, just like vegging out in his stroller. And um, so that's kind of our recent family cowboy boot story. But the bottom line is they are a very popular trend for fashion, but also many people will use them for function as well, especially if you are doing like specific ranch work or work with horses and whatnot. There is function, but it's no secret that they aren't overly comfortable. They fit a certain way and have certain features that ultimately don't have like your foot comfort in mind. It just has other things in mind, whether it's like um, a higher heel or whatever. And we're gonna go over that in more detail as we go on. So, um, little known fact is orange insoles are great for cowboy boots. So if you've listened to the podcast before, we've talked about how we do have a solution for just about any type of shoe. Cowboy boots is no exception. We have our orange light insoles that pop into them perfectly. So we just wanted to again talk a little bit more about why people wear cowboy boots, kind of how they fit and some of the issues with them, and why they might cause pain and why insoles help. So without further ado, we'll kind of hop into it in more detail. Again, I previously mentioned that cowboy boots are more like a fashion statement for some, but function is really important. They were originally designed for horseback riding with raised heels, and then are also durable leather, excuse me, just to withstand like the work you're doing on the ranch. So the boots are often worn all day, especially used more for a function standpoint. and your feet can get very tired. It can also cause your knees, hips, and lower back to get tired as well.
All right. Is that so? The only thing I would add is that when we left to go get Harper and Holden their little boots, we came back within 15 minutes and your dad fitted them because that's his profession. And the band was so hyped. They could not believe that we went and actually got those babies. So then they started like really hyping up the crowd with the band and stuff. But so with that though, which was fun after we got them, is it kind of felt stylish. Like there's so many different ways people are wearing them. And it's your point, Owen. Obviously, they were designed for functionability. We're in Michigan. My father did have a farm. He did have cowboy boots. We did have horses, but we're not like a Texan farm. Like, we were doing it more as a side thing, not a main business for the family. So I am familiar with them. I remember him wearing them, but I'm sure moving forward, if we get a lot of good response on this cowboy boot concept, we'll definitely have someone from the South or who's directly uses them for their profession. But I will say, like, the way fashion's adapting cowboy boots, they're growing in popularity. There's really two styles, which Owen's kind of hit on, is that there is the pointed toe and then there's the square toe. For me, both the pointed toe is what my original one was, and it's hard because I have a wider foot, so it really narrows that space, versus for me, I have another pair that I negotiated at a cowboy, rodeo from a vendor. I got these beautiful snake boots. That's another story, but they're a wide toe, and the difference is huge, but we'll talk in a minute about how Orange Insoles can fit into this. But currently, what I see, and my cousin is kind of in the fashion world, and she's been updating me, is the girls are wearing the cowboy boots either with wide leg jeans are in right now, super cute with that. A mid dress, a maxi dress has been super popular. They're wearing it with that, any kind of sundress, really, quite honestly. And what I love is that when I used to report into the Dallas office or the California office when I was with the liquor industry, they would allow you to dress for work. So cute, the cowboy boots. And the men too. The men would wear them with the jeans and a blazer, a navy blazer. And we were a very professional, wore suits office. But in those particular offices, they wanted it to be a little more casual, but still with the suit coat. So we were able to wear the jeans with the boots, the men did. And it was such a great look, the way that they put it together. But I think a lot of them weren't ready because their socks were too thick. They didn't quite have that right when they would pop them on when we go to visit that office. And a lot of us weren't used to wearing cowboy boots all the time. But that's another way, kind of it just kind of elevates that Western kind of look by putting the boots on. And then a lot of people will pop on the, cowboy hats as well, just for fun. But I don't know what fashion you're seeing out there, but it can be very loose with a big sweatshirt, or it can be more tailored with a blazer or that type of look right now. So people are wearing them beyond the daily job. And I would say I have seen them at construction sites too. A lot of people are maybe not the physical work of the construction site, but like the what do they call like the head person who's moving
The
job
site
to job?
manager and whatnot,
Yeah, I forget the word.
the
I'm sorry.
superintendent.
Yeah. The ones who move job to job, I see them wearing them quite a bit, which is interesting. So I'm sure Owen will speak to kind of what that's going to do to your feet with no support, or maybe not even too thick of socks or not the right socks in the cowboy boot. So I'll tee that up to you, Owen, about just how it fits and the pressure it can put on your forefoot.
Yeah, so cowboy boots, as you have heard just now, surprisingly versatile. But the bottom line is the boot shafts can be stiff and unforgiving. The heel heights vary as well, and with a raised heel, that's going to potentially affect the alignment of your foot and also have more pressure points. So even though they look sharp, they don't always support the foot well. So what that can ultimately amount to is heel pain from the hard soles and just having very little to no shock absorption. Where if you think about like a traditional running shoe, for example, they're a lot softer than a cowboy boot, and they're going to be more forgiving for that reason as well. You also might feel forefoot pain. For me personally, I think the main reason I haven't got cowboy boots is I have a wide forefoot. And cowboy boots are naturally narrower in the forefoot, so with that said, the raised heel can even more so shift your weight onto your forefoot, and then some of them won't have as accommodating of a toe box as more traditional shoes. So that's ultimately going to end up in pain. I wanted to say ouchies. Clearly, I've been hanging out with my toddlers too much lately. But also, right there with the forefoot pain, toe pain as well. So even if you are getting like the quote unquote correct size, just especially with the pointed toes, the way that kind of cuts off there, there's a chance that your toes are right up against the end of the shoe, and that it's really going to cause excessive friction or cramping, especially throughout the long workday or event or whatever it may be. And then finally, they don't have any built-in arch support. They're usually very flat in the footbed, and then the midsoles don't have any contour as well. So ultimately, kind of, cowboy boots are awesome, but as far as we have seen on the market, they're a tough fit, especially for like foot comfort. And being an insole podcast, we're talking about how to, make your feet, make your lower body, make your really the rest of your body feel good. And the cowboy boots are kind of missing some of those key features that more traditional shoes have.
Yeah, and I would say as you get older, your feet are breaking down. So someone in my age group, I can't just wear a type of shoe like that for lengths of time and not feel the pain
Yeah,
in my
the
feet.
fatty tissue or the padding in your foot literally starts to thin as you age.
Exactly. So like Owen right now maybe could get away with not an insole wearing the cowboy boots. I know his wife was killing it on the dance floor. She didn't seem to be bothered in her new cowboy boots, but in my age group, after maybe 15, 20 minutes on the dance floor, I could definitely feel it, especially if anyone out there has line danced. When you line dance, for some reason, I can't line dance past 2 to 3 hours. Like line dancing, just you get absorbed in it. It's so much fun. You just go for hours. My neighbor is a line dance instructor, so she'll always pull us out, and it's just a blast. So with that though, for my age group, I have to have support. So I think that's why our podcast on cowboy boots kind of went viral, because we're talking about we're just kind of addressing this situation.
You
And
mentioned our podcast. I was just say our blog on cowboy boots.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
I'm just being proactive in my mind that this will go viral too. Okay, so so but on that note, one insole we have that we always tell people that this is the insole that will fit in the shoe you never thought you could get any support in. So whether it's a spike, a soccer cleat, a cowboy boot, just a lady's Mary Jane shoe, a lady's high heel, like just those thin profile shoes, we created this product called Orange Light, and it's just a thin profile 3/4 insert you can pop into any shoe, goes right over the existing liner, super easy, versatile, and it's only currently $25. So I bring that up because that's the one we're having so much success with when we say to someone, guarantee, put this one in, it's going to help. And Owen is going to go over like how it's going to help, like, because it's got the same features as our other product, and you're probably wondering, why would I spend more on the other products than this simple one? But the big thing is, like I mentioned before, this Orange Light will fit in a cowboy boot. The full length ones are just too full, with all of the feature benefits, that it kind of takes up too much volume inside of a cowboy boot. But the Orange Light seems to work. So Owen, I'll tee it to you to kind of talk about the deep heel cup, arch support, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Orange Light insoles is a single layer of compressed foam, where our best-selling full-length insoles has the four-layer construction that gives you the support and the cushioning in the more ultimately like premium, I guess, heel to toe style. But like Marsha was saying, the Orange Light is so fantastic. Even though it is just that single layer of compressed foam, it actually fits into the tight fitting cowboy boots. So you just simply slide them into the shoe and then make sure that they go all the way back to the heel. When we say 3/4, it just means that they don't go all the way up to the toes. So picture like right behind your toes is where the insoles are cutting off. The reason for that is to allow more room in the toe box of, in this case, your cowboy boots. So it's purely from a function standpoint to give your foot more room. But the insoles, so when we're like, okay, you put these insoles in, like, what are they? What do they have? Like, what's the deal? They have a contoured arch, so instead of having all of your pressure on your heels, or in this case, since they're propped up, your forefoot, it's going to more evenly distribute your weight heel to toe with that contoured arch. Marsha mentioned the deep heel cup as well, so there's a cup that allows your foot really just to be more stable in the heel of the shoe and not move around as much. And then there's also our metatarsal pad, which we have again in all of our styles, but it's so key in this case because it sits right behind your toes. So basically, like right where the insole is ending, there's this small pad, we'll call it, or I guess like extra foam raised in the material. And what that does is it more evenly distributes your weight across your forefoot. So instead of maybe having that pinching feeling, it helps splay out your toes. And again, just have that pressure be more evenly spread out across your whole foot. So with cowboy boots, whether it's something that you're like working all day in, this may be an incorrect statement, but I think a lot of times they're just used more for fashion. You're looking good when you're wearing cowboy boots. Like you're kind of swooped up, whether you're going to like a country concert or an event like a rodeo, or maybe you just have like whatever going on. You want to make the most of that experience, and you've already invested so much money, I'm assuming, in cowboy boots, because most of them, especially if they're well made, are pretty expensive. So why not just get that insole to make them that much more comfortable? In some cases it might 100% save the day, save the event, and make it so you don't kind of give up at halftime, so to speak, and be like, I need to go because these cowboy boots are killing me.
Hmm. One thing I want to say too is, so think about a cowboy boot. One pair of cowboy boots I have open up on the side and I can slide my foot in. They don't zip, but then they have all these like strap things you have to hook down. That was my fancy pair from Utah. But then my other pair that I got that are the true cowboy boot, my foot slides. It's tall boot, but my foot slides in. It doesn't zip down the side, all that. I bring that up because when you put the orange light in, if the orange light doesn't fit tight back into your heel of your boot, it can move a little bit. So I extend my foot out, my leg, and I push my foot straight in and it will lock into that heel of the orange light. And then I step down on it. So I would suggest either do that or put the orange light in, anchor it to the back of, inside the boot and step straight down into it and it will lock in. And once it's in, I'm telling you, it's just amazing the difference that little bit of height in the arch and that lock in the heel cup can do with your foot not sliding around in that boot. It just locks it in for that support. So I am motivated tonight. I'm going to the MSU, Michigan State University, Indiana University basketball game. I am wearing a football jersey, which is a little tricky because you're wondering why I'm wearing football to a basketball game. But I'm a Hoosier. Owen already knows this. And my husband played football at Indiana. So did my brother. And they're playing in Miami. And they're playing Miami on Monday for the national title for football. So I'm repping the jersey tonight. And back in Indiana and Bloomington, a lot of those girls wear cowboy boots. So I was like, after doing this today, I'm like, I'm putting on my cowboy boots tonight, throwing the football jersey on. Owen, I will put on a Michigan State baseball cap. I'm thinking about it just because I am a Spartan fan too. But this week, it's hard not to cheer for Hoosiers, whether it's basketball, football. Whenever you're around them right now, it's just kind of till Monday. You got to just keep the energy going. So I just want to tee that up. Good luck to your Spartans. I'm not worried about basketball. I'm just here
Yeah,
hyping football.
we'll let the play do the talking for basketball, but Michigan State season, ended at the end of the regular season for football, so you definitely have the one up there. Congratulations. Yeah, we mentioned it before, but Tom and Marsha, of course, are our founders, and Tom played football at Indiana University. So to see them go to the national championship after all this time of ups and downs, and Marsha would tell you that Tom was there the last time they were really up and reached the Rose Bowl and the Peach Bowl, like you mentioned, and whatnot.
Yeah.
But to see them kind of ascend back to greatness, whether it's win or lose in the championship game, is really cool and really rewarding. So I'm glad that you guys have been loyal fans over the years, and it's paying off. So
Well, I'm wearing your dad's jersey tonight. That's kind of the fun of it. But I'm wearing his Liberty Bowl jersey. I wore his Peach Bowl jersey the other day, but Indiana has not been to the Rose Bowl. That was the first time when we went last couple weeks ago. So that was fun
excuse me,
to
I
experience.
misspoke then. Thank you for the fact
Yeah,
check.
we got beat out for the Rose Bowl by Michigan State in '87. I was at the game. I remember those days. But anyway, it's just a lot of fun. And Hoosier girls definitely rock the cowboy boots. I see them everywhere. And I saw them a couple weeks ago at the Rose Bowl. They were in their skirts with the cowboy boots. So but hopefully this helps everyone. Check out our blog on orangeinsoles.com. We have a lot of great blogs in there, but this one seems to be getting a lot of traction. So hopefully this is helping folks. And we do have a chat box. You can always ask us questions, send a picture of what your cowboy boot is, and if we can help with it. If you order an orange light and you're like, you know what, I have more volume in there. Should I try the 3/4? We can have those conversations. We just want you to be able to rock your outfit, rock your day, whether you're wearing it for business all day and you got to do that. We just want you to be comfortable.
All right.
Feel better, do more.
Well said. Feel better. Do more. Orange Insoles. Thanks for listening to the Orange Juice podcast, and we'll catch you with another episode.